Now we'll allow the Attorney General to make a statement.
So I think you, like I was saying,
I said earlier on, I am going this way. And then the next one, I will go this way.
Honorable Chair, I started explaining when I started explaining the judgment when people when the debate interrupted. It's good you get the full picture so that you get a complete information. IEC was the second defendant in this suit. The first defendant was the Attorney General. IEC went to court, and the laws that allows Gambians living in and outside of the Gambia the right to vote is already in the laws. IEC conceded on those points, and the court recognized IEC's position for conceding. This is how the court puts it. It said, Learned Counsel for the second defendant concedes at page 6 of the second defendant's statement of case that the second defendant, unquote, is under legal obligation to register Gambians living outside of the Gambia for the purpose of public elections and referenda. However, the exercise of the above obligation is totally dependent on the financial resources of the second defendant. The second defendant intends to embark on voter registration abroad once its financial situation has improved and doing so would be fulfillment of the legal obligation. End of quote. The Constitution, every Gambian, including those residing outside of the Gambian or outside of the jurisdiction, is entitled to be registered and vote. So the court did not direct them. So what the court did, what the court did, what the court did,
leader, I will start one on him.
what, let me learn. What
needed to contribute, and we started going round. The Attorney General came in. Do you want us to continue going round, or we suspend that? Okay. Now, Lower Salem continue. We will come back on the Attorney General distinction. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, the reason why I deleted and I voted to section 14 to be deleted because of section 39. It has to be found in consequences. But here, and again, if this so is going to happen, section 8
To come. I am going to use clause 21 on members. Give it to me.
No. What I'm saying here is the framework here. Honorable Chair, as a parliament, Honorable Chair, as a parliament,
Go ahead.
yes, we
Thank you very much. Chair, I think we have to be careful here. And then the other thing before I go forward, I will refer myself to the committee that was the judgment that was been given out. That was a ruling, and the minister is saying he read that ruling based on A, B, C, and D, and IEC also had the responsibility in that ruling. During your engagement, was IEC invited? And what was their take? What was their response on this? Because it's very confusing here, and then we have to be very careful. We are passing a law for tomorrow. We are passing a law for our own citizens. So before you pass something that you don't understand, it's best thing is for us to understand before we act. So my advice to colleagues is let us be very careful with the way things are going, and we know what we are doing. If the minister is to advise us, let us be very honest with us, and if you are also listening, let us be very honest with people. And let us be very, I'm coming. Let us also be honest as members. Let us be honest as members and read truth and deal with the truth. But not to be here and then trying to be shouting, giving us false information. It will never solve this problem. We are here for a reason. Let us be listening and then be guided with principles. Thank you.
Now I will go to next. But what I'm going to do is he posed a question. Wait. I told members I'm going to use 21. Even if we have to stop proceeding, I will do that. I don't want anyone. Member for the councillor. For the councillor, last warning, I stated it here. I don't use your mic. I don't want members to be sitting in their seat and shouting other members, calling their names and making statements.
No, please, Chair.
I am going to use 21. Well, don't use your mic. I'm going to use 21 on members, and even if it is hard to us to stop proceeding, we will do that. Now, he asked question to the chair.
The IEC. And this, in fact, the bill emanates from the IEC before it gets to the Ministry of Justice. And then the IEC is saying they are ready to go and conduct elections across the world. And the IEC has done their study. They went to Cape Verde, they went to Guinea-Bissau, they went to Senegal and many places, and they've studied how to do it. They are very much ready to do this. All they are saying is that only one issue stopped them, and that is the marble and then the paper ballot. They are saying if they want to take marbles and all these boxes outside, it has a legal connotation. But
Not legal.
challenges. Legal. But if it is paper ballot,
It's 21 only.
if it is paper ballot, it will be very easy for them to conduct this thing out. And that's why in this bill, they insisted that we put paper ballot, marble, stroke paper ballot. Once that is there, they are ready to do their work.
Now,
To give the
honorable members of order, Chair, the IEC expressed willingness to register Gambians abroad and readiness only if we have migrated from the current system to paper voting. Order, Chair, is that what the IEC is saying?
No, IEC is suggesting that we put marble, stroke paper ballot. So that they will use paper ballot where it is feasible, and they will use marble inside.
Thank you very much, Chair.
Without paper, they cannot do it. Yes, please go ahead, Danyamure.
Chair, I think it's important that we put the record straight. more especially around procedures. This is what exactly you should have done when the issue emerged. And we are here, it seems you have contradicted yourself and contradicted the whole House on the basis of your ruling. Just wait, let me come, Chair. You gave me the floor.
Janyamure, wait. Don't do that. Don't go there. Janyamure, it's false.
Chair,
Janyamure, wait. That's not accurate. Please don't make that irresponsible statement. I haven't contradicted myself or Parliament on any provision. You are given the floor to make your contribution on that. And please restrict yourself to disclose. Thank you.
Chair, thank you. Chair, I want to refer you to the Standing Order 71-4 that the majority leader over there failed to apply when he was seeking for an amendment. So for me, that's where the problem starts. And we must be ready to observe parliamentary procedures than shouting at the names of members, keep quiet, do this, do that. That would not solve our problem here. What would solve our problem is for elected members to be recognized by the chair or by the speaker, but not otherwise. And my reasons are, Chair, how can you allow a stranger, with all due respect, that is the Honorable Minister.
Order, Honorable Member. Honorable Member, please put off your mic. Honorable Member, you're out of order. We don't have a stranger here. Strangers are not allowed to speak in these chambers. We don't have a stranger here. The Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Justice, in accordance with the law, he is not a stranger to this chamber. You cannot do that. He's not a stranger. You are out of order. Proceed.
Chair, let me put it right. That is to say, if your attention is called by elected members, they must be recognized because they are elected by the people to be represented. So as such, we cannot be ignored in exchange of outsiders. Honorable Chair, let me make emphasis on
Honorable Member.
71-4.
Honorable Member, let me set the record straight. And I don't want you to go back to that. I gave you the floor to bring your issues. I have recognized the fact that members of Parliament are members of high standing in society. And as such, in their deliberations and contribution, they are expected to be guided by the standing orders and the Constitution, not by sentiment. I have given you the floor to make your submission based on the subject matter, not personality. Please tell us, what is your position on the subject matter?
Chairman, to put the record straight, I think my intervention is on the subject matter.
Please continue.
And for those reasons, this is why I said we need to be recognized as...
I have recognized you now. Please go ahead.
You know, Chair, when you are talking, I always off my mic as you dictate.
Thank you.
So if I'm also speaking with all due respect, kindly allow me to speak.
But you know, if it's all due respect, my ruling should be respected in accordance to law. Don't go back and forth with me. Just contribute, sir.
Chairman,
Please.
now what I am saying is the majority's amendment was not in line with the laws of this House, reflecting on clause 71(4). So what I want to advise here is we need to desist from such. People cannot be making or proposing amendments without following the right procedures. That is my point here. And also, the final one is, we are on a consideration process or stage. And my belief here is, as the process is going, we must subject certain clauses to reconsiderations. So for me, we cannot draw the quote that, for example, we have dealt with clause 14. So anything that is related to clause 14, that's where you should draw the quote in. It shouldn't be like that. Let's allow the process to flow. In a situation where we intend to reconsider clause 14, then we wouldn't have those challenges to be reconsidered in one clause to the order. So, Chair, please heed to the advice that recognize the presence of the members and recognize us when we want to make contributions on time than after making decisions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Member for Janjambure. Honorable members, I want to refer members to he said clause 71 sub 4. Can you please open your standing orders, honorable members? And I don't want people to make statement. Open your standing orders. Minority Leader, use your mic, sir. Clause 71.4. Use your mic. Use your mic. Order, honorable members. Minority Leader, use your mic. Order. Order.
Honorable Chair, I'm trying to say that 71.4 doesn't exist.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Honorable members, order. Order. The honorable member for Janjambure referred that I have not acted in accordance with section 71 sub 4 of the standing orders, and that the minority leader the majority leader and member for Kantora, earlier on, he drew the attention of the chair for us to look at that clause. He have not submitted a proposal, but he said, let's look at it. And because clause 14 has been deleted. And unfortunately, or fortunately from us and the majority leader, we do not have clause 71 sub 4 in the standing orders. So the law he is quoting is not found in the Gambia's National Assembly standing orders. Now, next, Banjul Central, you have the floor.
Chair, that's gonna be.
Banjul Central, you have the floor, and any member who uses mic, I will use 21 on you.
Yes, yes, Chair. With regards to Chair, during your deliberation, you made mention of something very important. That is, you are trying to connect that there can be a correlation of this existing bill that we are treating and that of existing acts. So this poses a question to the Honorable Minister to guide us here, because, for example, Section 14, Subsection 1.
No, you know, when the member stated, I said,
yeah,
we are not dealing with the act.
Just let me land.
No, wait, I'm the chair. Wait.
But let me land. How do you know what you are not in my brain? You
No,
and what I'm going to say.
no, wait. Banjul Central, please. What I said when the member for Lower Salem, I don't know who talked about the act. I said no, it was Willis who talked. It was Same who talked about the act. I said no, we are not dealing with the act. We are dealing with a bill. Please continue.
That's why I want the Honorable Minister to guide us here, because as far as I'm concerned, let's say Section 14, if you are to take example, replaces Section 11 of the Current Elections Act, for example. But it has not gone into effect because this bill is yet to be repealed, right? So you can't say that there can be correlation between this existing bill we are treating and that of existing acts. So that's where I want the Honorable Minister to guide this August body, because it's confusing.
Okay, thank you. In fact, since I came this morning, I have never used the word correlation. The member for Fonyi Councillor, you have the floor.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Fonyi Councillor, you have the floor.
Yes, I think I even wanted to move a motion so that we can go home, but I think.
Yeah, point of observation.
So, Honorable Speaker, Chair.
Point of observation, please.
No, the member for Fonyi Councillor is on the floor. If you are to observe, it's for him to give you the floor or not. No.
Fonyi Councillor, a question.
No.
The Honorable Minister. So that should be treated.
Hey, Minister, note it. He will note it down.
Okay.
Fonyi Councillor, go ahead.
Honorable Chair, I think the general notion here is for us to see things done as representative of the people. We are the people here. If this bill doesn't progress, it's us. All of us are from constituencies. And what I want to pose to the membership of the committee, including the chair, he had said something that is very, very important in terms of how to call it, voting procedures, where you talk of ballots, secret ballots, and also paper. I want us to be guided. Constitutionally, would it be allowed to say ballot box / paper box? Note that and you help us. Sorry, marbles.
Order, honorable members. Chair, take note. AG, take note also of the
Yes.
question from Banjul Central.
And the other thing also, in regard of some of the connotations, and I think that we need to be very clear in terms of elections. Here, maybe if we look at some connotations of the bill, it's more of the case talking about the presidency and referendum. And when you look at section 26A and B, talks about inclusiveness. Inclusiveness, because here we are not setting laws to only for few processes in election. We are setting laws for it to be inclusive. Now, if election or referendum is done, we have parliamentary election, local government elections. If in case we work on passing this, and it only targets the presidency and referendum, AG, you can also help us with this. What would be the take of the populace in terms of saying, I have the right to vote and to be voted for? Would it infringe their rights? And the final thing is,
He said the right to be voted.
we have to work according to. Let's not link a section by section. So this is my take.
Can you use both according to our law?
Yes, like I said, the challenge is that the IEC.
No.
Yes.
What do you have in our law?
We are making a law. We
Or
want to put
Mapu.
it in this law.
No, he said.
We are the lawmakers.
No, what he's asking,
Yes.
his question is clear.
Yes.
I don't. We are talking of a book.
What he
Any law that is controversial to this is not in line. I said this book. This
Which book is it?
order. Use. That's what his question is.
So the Constitution did not say paper ballot or marble. The Constitution just talk about general elections. And it is our bill. We who make the law. We should say whether it's ballot or it is marble. Or it is both. That is our responsibility.
Order.
Yes.
No, honorable members, order. Please, order. Now, Attorney General, the member for Fonyi Councillor is asking, what do we have in our law? The system of voting is marble or paper ballot?
The Election Act is the one that talks about Togo. The Constitution says an act of parliament could to determine mode of election.
So the Election Act is the framework.
Recognizes our current marble system.
The law says marble system.
The
The
current
Election Act.
election.
The Election Act,
Yes.
yes. The Election Act state marble. That is what is in our law. Then member for Fonyi Bondale, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Okay. I want to be guided on 24, because for me, to my understanding, there is nothing wrong with this clause here. A person shall not be entitled to be registered as a voter in more than one constituency or from a foreign country at one.
Very important here. We will take advice or guidance from the Honorable Minister. But that does not mean that we will accept all the time, because the Honorable Minister has his own desire. Honorable Chair, bills, because we want to improve on our laws and we want to progress with the passage of time. And this bill will be of no progress if we are discouraging those in the diaspora not to vote. This is why wherever you have foreign land wanting to vote, you want us to delete that. That is not telling well of us, and we want us to reason our decision on matters and issues, because whatever we are doing it.
Well, for me personally, I am very shameful and disappointed with members of parliament, simply because this is a live streaming program. You know, not only Gambians are watching
Don't make a
proceedings
statement.
in parliament.
Straight to the point.
Yes, for me, the point that I want to make is I don't think whether it would hold water when clause 14 was expunged by this parliament, that is registration of Gambians living in abroad. And now you want to keep clause 23 subsection 3. For me, I think clause 23 subsection 3 should remain like the commission shall cause the list of voters for each constituency to be published for at least 10 days in the administrative area in which the constituency is submitted. Stop there. So for me, that's my take as far as that clause is concerned.
Thank you. Next, those who start were up. Remember, follow the rest. You have the floor.
Okay. Thank you very much. I want to be guided by the Attorney General. Looking at the law currently, our diasporan people that want to participate in election, is there any restriction that have restricted them from voting in election currently? I want to know whether there is a law that restricts the diaspora from voting. If that is not the case, what we are here to talk about conducively, whether we as a country is ready. That's what we need to find out first, whether as a country, whether we are ready. Let us not just sit down here and try to win the gallery or the social media that I am those people that want to diaspora. I am that. No, we want to know facts.
Don't make a statement.
Whether we are ready.
Don't make statement. There's a point of order for Willie.
But I'm not ready. Let him put the order after I come back. No, I'm not ready.
I stop you because there's a point of order. Don't speak over your mic. Put up your mic. There's a point of order from Willie East. Members, if any one of you make a noise there, I'll send you out. Member for Willie East, your point of order.
Yes, my point of order is.
Nominated member Fatuke Jawara, that of Pony Prefect. You are women, I told you.
Clause 20. No, my point of order is clause 29(5), content of speeches. It said no member shall impute improper motives to any other member. What we are doing here, we are working on the bill. We are not trying to
Honorable
talk
member.
to any gallery.
Honorable member.
So don't imply that to us as members, please. Attention of the media and all that, which is not true anyway.
Order, honorable members. Order, honorable members. That is not imputed improper motive. The order. You know, honorable members have been making a lot of political comments in the chambers. It is just a political comment. No. That is not. You are out of order, Wuli is. Please continue.
Yes, I repeat.
Don't repeat. Just go ahead.
The exercise we are doing, this is of national interest, and nobody should brass to say I am the one and the other one is not. We have to face the reality on the ground, whether we have the conducive environment.
Point of order. There is point of order from Brikama North and use your mic, sir.
29.5. Very clearly, the honorable member is trying to input improper motive on other people. Nobody is trying to browse. Then what is that? Are we trying to browse?
Honorable members, order. The majority leader and member of Brikama North rose a point of order 29.5 because he said the honorable member is using improper motives on members' choice by using the word browse. We are trying to browse. I don't know what the member meant. What is the meaning of browse? Honorable member, what is the meaning of browse?
Thank you. Me, I have not said that. I say brass. And if you can go to the English dictionary to pick up, showing that I am this, I am that. You understand? So.
Okay, wait, let me rule on the order. Order on order 21. Order 21, the member for Latikunda Sabiji. Member for Latikunda Sabiji, order 21. Order 21 on member for Latikunda Sabiji. Honorable members, I want to give last warning to members. I've stated here. If you want to speak, use your tag. Don't just jump as you are in a bantaba. In fact, Latikunda, they don't have bantabas now. No, don't. Yes, but if you do that, you know what to do. Permissible interruption. Look at the standing order. Read your standing orders, sir. Majority leader, please warn your members. Who was on the floor? Upper floor, yes, please continue.
This issue of the diaspora voting, this is a very sensitive matter that we are handling, and all of us should take it very serious.
Remember, don't make a statement. Just your position on the clause. Position on the clause.
Okay, I have a question. For me, I have a question because I don't understand. My question is about relationship between Section 39 that and also Section 88, because I have to stand on the decision, and this is the opinion I need from the Attorney General.
Attorney General, the member for Lower Fulham West wants you to explain to them on 88 that is constituencies of the Gambia, and clause 39, the right to be registered as a voter. Another member asked about the ballot paper or the token for the order, please. For the councillor, you know, when you look at the laws of the Gambia, Section 7 of the 1997 Constitution is listed them, and they include acts of the National Assembly. And the election Act, Section 63. Talks about
the bill. Emphasis, even publication newspaper.
Section 26 of the bill.
No, the constitution referring to the current election bill. That is presidential election and referendum. I am saying, if so is the case, what would be the take of Section 26 that talks about the right to vote and to be voted for? So I want clarity from the Attorney General in that regard, connecting to the current
26 of the 1997 Constitution. 26 of the 1997 Constitution.
Yes.
All right. Section 26 of the Constitution, Section 26 of the Constitution of the Gambia talks about political rights. A, to take part in the conduct of public affairs directly or through freely chosen representative. B, to vote and stand for election at genuine periodic elections for public offices, which elections shall be by universal and equal suffrage and be held by secret ballot. C, to have access on general terms of equality to public service in the Gambia. Attorney General, he wanted to explain that. 26. Yes, and the honorable member for Lower Fulham West said, explain the provision of Section 88 of the 1997 Constitution. You can begin with that. 39.
Okay. Of course, Section 26 is part of Chapter 4 of the Constitution, which are the fundamental rights of. No, 26 is political rights. This is part of Chapter 4 of the Constitution, which guarantees our fundamental rights, and political rights are part of our civil rights. So the text reads, every citizen of the Gambia of full age and capacity shall have the right without unreasonable restrictions, A, to take part in the conduct of public affairs directly or through freely chosen representatives, B, to vote and stand for elections at genuine periodic elections for public office, which elections shall be by universal and equal suffrage and be held in secret ballot, to have access on general terms of equality to public service in the Gambia. I'm not too sure whether this requires any elaboration, but this is where our political rights are guaranteed under Chapter 4. Now, when you go to the Chapter 539, which forms also a question from the member, 39 now is operationalizing Section 26 because 26 gives a blanket right. Now that is exercised through a franchise. And if you go to Section 39, the right to vote and be registered. 39.1 says every citizen of the Gambia being 18 years or older and of sound mind shall have the right to vote for the purpose of elections of a president and members of the National Assembly, and shall be entitled to be registered as a voter in a National Assembly constituency for that purpose. Every citizen of the Gambia who is a registered voter shall be entitled to vote in referendum held in accordance with the Constitution or any other law. And 3, every citizen of the Gambia being of the age in the area in which he or she is ordinarily resident. This is 39, section 39. 39 is our franchise to get registered to vote. Now, 39.1 gives the right for every Gambian to be registered for the purpose of participating in election. And we can safely say by extension also for you to be able to contest election, because we have in our act, unless it changes, you must be a registered voter in order to even qualify to be nominated to contest a position. So registration is pretty much like a condition precedent for citizens to. When you go to National Assembly constituencies, the other correction is directing me to section 88. And 88 is the clause that divided the Gambia into National Assembly constituencies. Section 88 is, states that members of the National Assembly, I'm going to read to you the amended version because it was amended in 2015. The National Assembly shall comprise at least 53 members elected from the constituencies demarcated by the Boundaries Commission, and B, 5 members nominated by the president. So, so A was amended in 2015 from 48 to 53. So, if 39.1 is saying you can register and participate in elections in the Gambia in a National Assembly constituency, and 88 is saying Gambia is divided into 53 constituencies. We have 2 options, because now we have to discuss the substantive issue for Gambian diasporans. For their registration, there are 2 options available. They could register under their home constituencies, if this is possible. That is to say, a Gambian from Combo East, Combo Central, from Tumana, Woolly West, living in London or in Berlin, you register him under that home constituency, because Gambia is already demarcated into 58 constituencies. Let me learn. Let me learn that currently unless we demarcate the 9.1 is a strength. If it were not entrenched, you can easily amend it, but it is entrenched, so we can, but section 88 that divided the Gambia into 53. So I'm giving you, these are 2 options available for diaspora voting. We are already in discussions with their leadership. Diaspora is unorganized. Gambian diaspora are well organized. They are approaching government and discussing. The organized aspect of the diaspora. And if whether that represent the entire diaspora, I don't know. But those that we see and demarcate the diaspora into National Assembly constituencies, the only option you have is to go find them there, but you are going to register them in their home constituency. This is something that you also look at. You have to look at the practicalities and all things around it. But these are the two possible options, as far as I know, that are available to realize the registration of Gambians living abroad.
Yes. Okay, note it down.
This particular clause.
No, Chief, if this one we have not voted. 20.
Question one. I want to align myself with the majority leader's submission. You know why? Because section 14 has been deleted already. And until that is rescinded, anything that is attached to section 14 in this particular clause 14 of this elections bill.
Members. Just continue your contribution. If member is trying to interrupt you, I will just use 21 on that member.
Should also go, because if it comes to light, for example, both sides of the house, we can all contest what is attached to section clause 14 of this bill. We can contest it, and you can contest it as well. What is proper for us to do now, Honorable Chair? If you contest, give us the right to vote and then proceed with that particular amendment. The submission by the majority leader is in line, because this particular line is an adjustment and is very much attached to clause 14 of the elections bill. So I think we need to proceed from there. Thank you.
Now the majority leader and member for Kantora, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman. I have listened very keenly to the minority leader that yes, decision could be rescinded. But as we speak, the status quo remains that Parliament has taken the decision to expunge that. I've also listened to the argument advanced by a member for Woolly East that it is their constitutional right. Of course, it's guaranteed on Section 26. It's also captured on 39 and captured under 88. These are the three clauses that we should have to look at very keenly. But it is not a directive on order. We should not, if we are arguing, we argue with fact. We cannot mislead this Parliament that the court ordered IEC to go and register diaspora. It's misleading. It's misleading.
Don't do that. Honorable members, don't do that. No, no. Even if you mention a member's name, it's by law. You cannot use your mic and you cannot interrupt the member. If you no, if you want to contribute, use the mic. I am
full agent capacity. I have the right, without reasonable restriction, to take part and conduct public affairs directly or through freely chosen representation. And B talks about to vote and stand for elections at a genuine periodic elections for public office, which elections shall be by universal and equal suffrage and held by a secret ballot box. The committee, this is given. Every government is given. Whether you are in Spain, whether you are in Japan, or even in the moon or at space, you reserve the right to be voted and be voted for. That is given constitutionally. Nothing stops anybody coming to participate when there's election. But the bottleneck is that there is no order that the IEC has to go to the diaspora, divide them into constituency, pursuant to Section 88, having known necessary constituency. An election can be only held within a necessary constituency. Once Parliament has taken a decision on deleting Section 14, not to allow diaspora, it is in line, that's for consistency purposes now, to tidy up Clause 24, so that prohibition of double registration. A person shall not be entitled to register as a voter in more than one constituency at any time. To let go or a foreign country, because there is no provision for that. There is no great ambiguity in our laws. Much has been had. We cannot. It's like we can't.
members, honorable members, now what we are going to do is, you know, all of us had the opportunity to contribute, except you. Yes, I'll give you the opportunity. And the minority, I will give minority, then we go on. Order, honorable members. As the majority has stated, there are people, whether members of parliament or outside, on the debate. Let them there. Also in the judgment. But now, Brikama North, then Brikama South.
Honorable Chair, I want the
Attorney General.
I want the majority leader. Yes,
yes.
I will relate.
Okay. Then, Attorney General, there was a question. You wanted us to allow you time. Remember from Banjul Central. You remember the question? Yes, Banjul Central, please go ahead.
I remember, I noted it here. So I'm sorry, I thought I didn't remember that I omitted answering that question. The correlation between the existing electoral act and this bill, right? Your question was centered around that. No, I think I attempted to explain that in one of the questions I answered. That relationship is governed by clause 57 now. That's what determined the transition. What happened? Yeah, because this current bill, if you pass it, you are repealing the electoral act. So what happened as a transition is clause 57 that's the purpose of clause 57. That's the transitional provisions there. Sorry, 157.
Honor, you understand? Yes. And if earlier there was a member who said this bill is referring to clauses in that act. Then I told him, no, that is not correct. Because I know you cannot make this bill and you are repealing that and you still want to refer people, just like you said, subject to subsection 1 of this provision. So there is no provision in this that is subjecting us to that act. That's what I was telling him. Now, the member for Brikama South.
Yes, Speaker, not.
Oh, Brikama North.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say, Honorable Care, what I submitted was for the majority leader to connect 24 on decision taken on 14. As rightly quoted by the Attorney General, diaspora is a very organized group. And the government of the day has that political will and commitment to see that the diaspora vote. And the minister, according to him, they are in touch with the diaspora. And he advanced 2 options.
Honorable Speaker.
We will not go to the extent
No.
of amending the constitution.
Order on the floor.
Member, member for the Cantora for order.
That's no point of order.
Okay, order. Okay. Order. Order, what's your
Proceed.
Okay, order.
No.
Order. Order. Don't use
Order 29. (29)(1). Every member restricts his or her observation to the subject under discussion. You cannot bring foreign element attacking.
order. Honorable members, order. Honorable members, order. Indeed, the minority leader was never out of order. So the member for Cantora, you are out of order.
Can I proceed?
Continue.
I said the minister advanced 2 possible options that will enable diaspora to get registered. And I know very well that the government of the day will never fall short of applying any of those options. Even whereas we will not go to the extent of amending the constitution, which may take time, but it's very clear in the second option. To say to register in a constituency doesn't imply that should be home-based registration. Diaspora can be registered anywhere they are under any constituency where they come from. This is very possible. That's why I said all is not over. Let's allow the process to go on. Leave the diaspora as for the sleeping dog to lie.
Of course. And the minister, next I'll come to you. Brikama South, you just wait. No, all the honorable members, please. Yes, you will make some clarification. Just take note as chair. The minister informed us, and that's a testament of government political will as confirmed by the minority leader that this government is committed to respecting the rights of all citizens. And that is why honorable members, order. That is why I am going to minority leader. Wallahi. Order, honorable members, order. Honorable members, order. You see, I have told time and again the member for Latikunda Sabiji, if you want to interrupt, use the standing orders, permissible interruption. Don't sit there and billahi, I will use 21 on you. I swear to God. Even if you are going to stop this proceeding, I'm going to use that. I have warned members. Yes. Honorable members, now we'll allow the member for Rikabasal.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman. I think this particular provision has attracted a lot of time, almost more than an hour. We've been debating over the issue. But one thing I want to emphasize when you come to this particular provision, we have to remember as Parliament, Parliament should not allow to be used as a scapegoat. This bill, it is an IC bill and it's a government bill. And in fact, they have captured this provision adequately with an intention that they want to capture diaspora. And we have constitutional provisions that are really enabling that. And even whereas we result into voting, any decision that is taken is the Parliament, and all of us are insulted. We have to avoid this thing. Government has a reason for putting this thing there. Why should we be able on this, changing things on our own to be insulted by Gambian people? We have to think critically and make sure that we allow our people, let us not be part of issues where we are going to disenfranchise our own people. So this is very important. We are only at the decision-making end. That is why it is brought to the Parliament as our role for us to rectify. But the intent is very clear here. They have the political will to do this thing, and that is why the Attorney General made this provision that are crystal clear. Creation of demarcation of diaspora is one thing, but registering them in diaspora in their respective constituencies of origin is also applicable, which means they are interested. Why should you take a decision that will haunt us? So for me, as far as we are concerned, we should go back and make sure that we rescind our previous decision about section 14. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I will allow the committee chair. Okay, now you know I gave you the floor earlier and you spoke. So now I want to allow the committee to respond. No, after the, yes, I'm happy that you are respecting that, but after the committee, if you have any, just raise your tax, sir. No, I want them to respond to issues. I will come to you. Okay, allow member for Serekunda proper to member for Serekunda.
Thank you very much, Chair. After section 26 has been read many times, some senior ranking members cannot still understand the letter and spirit of section 26 of our constitution. Some have also raised section 88, section 39. All those are subjected to amendment if there is a political will. And even with this bill, we are dealing with the current electoral bill, clause 10. Who should do the demarcation? Is it not the IEC? Huh? I told, yeah. But what I feel is that the Attorney General, you have failed to do your responsibility when this bill came, because the advices that you are giving, they are very misleading here. Why would
honorable
the draft?
Honorable member, order.
No, yeah. It's a debate. It's a debate.
Honorable members, order.
Yeah. Okay, why would the drafters are cognizant with like for instance, 157, clause 157, that is the saving and transitional provision is put here. And one, notwithstanding the repeal of this act and action of the proceedings of judgment or an order pending immediately before the court, they are cognizant with that judgment. Don't tell me that the IEC doesn't have the money to conduct elections. And the spirit of this diaspora, demarcation of the diaspora, is that the world has advanced and we have now lived in a global village. That demarcation of the Gambia doesn't mean you will, add up like demarcating Gambia. How would you call the Gambia again? This is about the diaspora. You just put it there.
Thank you, member.
No, wait a minute. I'm not ready. You really make me confused here. But what we are saying here is that these drafters were cognizant with this judgment. That is why they put it in the repeal and saving of the act.
Order, honorable member. That is not accurate.
Why?
You see, that one there, but the Attorney General will explain. That one is since the establishment of IEC. If there are any actions or subsidiary legislations that they made during the period, and those things are valid and active, and then no, use your mic. Use your mic.
Now I understand that bit. If you will just allow me to continue.
Then all the honorable members, then because we are on record to say that on that part, the Attorney General misled, then can you please be on record to say you have understand, you are withdrawing?
I cannot. What I'm saying is that every bill comes with this provision, repeal and saving.
No, now you say
and why they put it there, because they are cognizant that there is a judgment.
No, he was explaining. You did not understand,
But
and you said he was.
Why I say
no,
this
don't
is
speak.
because there was a
I gave you the floor. I gave you
with two options.
I gave you the floor. When I'm speaking, allow me. When I finish, you come on. You said you did not understand that, and the Attorney General misled based on the transition, and because this bill is transitioning the judgment of the Bibi Dabo and Co. into this. And I explained, I said, since the creation of IEC, all the subsidiary legislation they made or policies in respect of that act or actions in respect of that act is transitioned into this. So that this bill, when it comes to force, will not render or alter all those negatory, like in the case of voter list, all of us who are registered voters, it will transition. So your voter's card and my voter's card will be deemed to have been acquired under this piece of legislation. That's what it meant by this. Now you said you understood. You've told people that he's misled because of that. I said, can you just withdraw? If not, then we can still allow him then to come on.
So I just wanted to agree, not to disagree with you, just to save time of the assembly, but I cannot withdraw.
All right, thank you very much.
But what I'm saying here is that let me complete. Let me complete. At times, the executive, some of the members, you think you are doing a favor or a job for the executive. You are not.
Don't do that.
Because
point of order. No, don't do that.
Which point of order?
No. Member for Serekunda, you said, yesterday. There is a point of order from the member for Kantora.
Yeah, no member shall impute improper motive on any other member. Don't say member, sometimes you think you are doing favors for the executive. It's not true. Don't be saying these things. No member is here to entice anybody. You are there, you swore to the Holy Quran and the Constitution that you're gonna defend this country's interests. Nobody's representing an interest group here.
Honorable members.
But then why would you
honorable member
think that
Serekunda,
good spirit executive has put it
Serekunda, member for Serekunda, you were here when I made that ruling. I don't want members to use their mic. I gave you the opportunity before, and I respectfully decided to give you for the second time. Don't abuse that. Honorable members, we are arguing unnecessarily. The member for Fonye Councillor asked, no, I don't know which member, asked the committee, what was IEC's position on this diaspora voting? The chair stated clearly that they said, if it is paper balloting in the diaspora is possible when they have enough resources. Give us, mandate the Gambia government now to migrate from the token to paper balloting, then we'll be able to conduct and give us enough money, then we'll be able to register the diaspora outside. That's what the IEC said. In addition to MABU, they want us to have two systems of electoral system. If the law system of voting, they want the law to allow them to use both MABU and paper. Then the MABU, because they cannot, according to them, it is practically impossible to register and to conduct election in the diaspora with the MABU. That's what they said. They said, but if it is a paper, we will. Now, what then should be next is Gambia government to say that we are now going to migrate or we are going to use two systems of voting. They go to the law, amend the law to state that now we are going to use paper balloting. If that is it, they will be able to determine and request more monies to be able to register them. Now they ask him, what type of system of voting do we have? Paper or MABU? They asked about that. The current Act, Section 63 of the Election Act, stated clearly token. And token is defined as the MABU. We are not using paper balloting. Then even if they have to, you cannot bring the cart before the horse. Even if IEC is to conduct that, they said, please give us more money and change the law. That's what IEC said. And the Attorney General told us clearly that Section 39 is entrenched. 39.1, the one is entrenched, which refer that the rights of every citizen to acquire a voters card to be registered. He said you must acquire that under Section 39 through a National Assembly constituency, which is entrenched. Meaning IEC or any Gambian, in accordance with the Constitution, everybody have the right to acquire a voters card through a National Assembly constituency. And the Constitution further defines or further tells us how many National Assembly constituencies do we have in the Gambia. And that is in Section 88. It stated that at least 53 constituencies of the National Assembly. As we speak constitutionally, for you to be registered, you must be registered under a constituency. And he said there are some possibilities. The diaspora, who are very organized, presented a position paper and they gave them three scenarios, three options. Two, and they are engaging them. And even whereas, as we speak, if we are to agree, or government and IEC and the diaspora for them to be registered, the Attorney General is telling us there must be a constitutional amendment. Then therefore, because there is no constitutional amendment and the provision as it is, now I want to ask the Attorney General, what is the, I want to ask the Attorney General. Now let me ask the Attorney General a question. Please, Attorney General, what are or is the consequences of enacting piece of legislation that contravene the 1997 Constitution provision?
So let me make that clear. Passing the legislation guaranteeing the right for diasporans, Gambians living abroad to be registered is not going to violate the Constitution. It's not going to be a constitutional violation. The problem is because you are simply confirming the right to be registered and to vote it. And that is already guaranteed by the Constitution. So passing the legislation is not a constitutional violation. Implementation hurdles will continue to exist. The issue of you have to be registered in a National Assembly constituency, whether you register through a home constituency or you demarcate the diaspora into constituencies. That's another thing altogether. Altogether. To answer your question.
Now order, Chair. Chair, please go ahead.
Order. Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, the reason why I was insisting on you asking us to debate is because if all these issues are clear, I believe that some people who hold certain positions may leave those positions. The way it came about, this is not a new bill. It was with us since the Fifth Assembly. When the court made a ruling, the IEC informed the court that they are ready to meet the demand of the order to register people outside and to allow them to hold elections. Now, the 2020 draft has gone very far to clarifying how the process should be done. And the IEC was anticipating. Wait, we had bilateral with the IEC, I'm informing you. The IEC, in anticipation of the 2020 draft, decided to come up with a bill that will entail how they will go about doing the registration. I'm speaking and other people are speaking, Now I'm saying they are engaging the speaker or the chair. No? So now, Honorable Speaker.
No, I am directly looking at you and listening to you.
But I know he's interrupting. Now, Chair, the IEC has accepted that they want to meet the demand. And I told you, they are saying their major obstacle is table, to take this table and these ballot boxes across the world. It's a big challenge for them. But they have done all their study and they see that with all
it's both legal and logistical challenge.
Yes. Now, when it comes to Section 88, we all know when a bill comes here for us to increase it, we'll increase it, just like it is increasing.
Honorable members, the chair told us that IEC stated clearly.
Yes.
Under the current system,
yes,
they cannot conduct voter registration at the IEC. Unless order.
If you put it here.
In the current order,
listen,
they say as it is currently, unless the law is changed.
That's why we are changing here. If we put it in the bill, if we put it in this bill, marble, stroke, token, this thing, ballot paper. Yes, once we put it in this bill, order, once we put it in this bill, marble, stroke, ballot paper, the IEC will go outside and register and allow members to vote. So Section 88, in terms of provision, the IEC is working with the government to come up with amendments in Section 88 for them to increase the constituencies. In fact, they have proposed that Combo South, Serekunda West, Upper Fuladu West, those big constituencies will be demarcated. And if they are going to demarcate the diaspora also, it will come alongside with those demarcations for our approval. So that has nothing to do with this. That will come as a separate party. And they are working with the government on that one. Now, all we need to do is work on this bill to allow the IEC to be able to do their work. And whenever they need an amendment, they will come here for us to do the amendment. What is before us is this one. Let's deal with it cleanly and genuinely. Thank you.
You see, Honorable Tsure, what you fail to understand, or the chairman.
Majority, you cannot do that. Honorable members. Honorable members. Honorable members. It was members that requested that we allow each and everyone to contribute on the matter. Order. Ballot. Members order. Member for Upper Fuller, Lower Fuller West order. Please take your seat. Member for Nyanija.
Honorable Chair, thank you very much. You see, Honorable Chair, the Attorney General have put it very clear. The Attorney General have put it very clear, and I think there is no member of Parliament here who will do anything, I believe, who will do anything that will contravene the Constitution. But let's look at issues as we have them. As the Honorable Chair is proposing, I, on behalf of the Nyanija people, will never approve here Gambia, the only country, have two systems of electioneering, paper, ballot there, marble there, ballot box there. What is that? We will never do that. I will never do that. You understand? And you have no guarantee that whatever that is going on behind to amend section 88, that if it comes to this chamber, we will approve it. Nobody have control over that. So you don't make a law preempting an upcoming bill that if it comes, it will pass by Parliament. Let's put our house in order and do the needful and allow everybody to vote. But you're gonna be jumping, bringing something before something. I am a very good advocate for diaspora voting, but you have to do the needful. We have to do the needful, honestly. You see, we cannot be talking. We cannot, Honorable Chair.
Honorable members.
Honorable Chair.
Honorable member.
Honorable Chair.
Minority Leader and member for Brikama North, member for Brikama South, member for Nyani, member for Chairman.
Yeah.
Don't use your mind. Order. Honorable members. I want to protect the member. He's on the floor. Please listen to him.
And since morning, members are contributing, but nobody had me talking. I'm just on my side. So if I'm talking, allow me, please. Everybody wants the Gambian diaspora to vote. I have people in the diaspora, and I want them to vote. But we have to put our house in order. And blaming one side on the other side we will never make progress here. And having the preconceived mind, this one is agency, this one, that will never help us here. Let's work together and make sure that we have a solution to this and solve it. You understand? Even if it means that we suspend whatever clause that we are suspending, we move on to other clauses. But as far as we are blaming one another here, wallahi, we will never move. So, Honorable Chair, my submission is, as he has put it from the recommendation from IEC, I will never be a party to that. We have a marble election, marble voting in the Gambia, within the Gambia here, and have paper outside. I will never be a party to that. Never.
Honorable members, before I come to the majority leader, honorable members, wait. The committee, I'll come to you people. Honorable members, wait. The committee make it very clear. The IEC stated that for them to be able to do that, we must migrate from marble to paper. Or we use both. That's what they said. The IEC said for them to be able to register in the diaspora, they must use paper for the diaspora and enough money. That's what they say. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
No, Chairman, I think we are really unnecessarily debating on issues that is not before us here. What is before us here is clause 24. Please, let's look at 24. You base your submission on that if you agree with the clause. All what we have been discussing, having two systems, when we get to the ballot boxes or ballot papers, we decide that. Not now. And let me tell you, nobody is against depriving rights of any citizen of this country to vote.
We are not. So you cannot say that. The right, if you are serious about that, the new constitution is coming. Support that. It's come to diaspora vote, the diaspora is there. So please, Chair, my proposal is that please let's move ahead.
Chair.
We spend too much time on this clause now. Let's make sure I move ahead.
There is a member who has never spoken and he has been requesting the floor. I'll give him the floor, then we vote. Member Fonyi Jaron.
Thank you, Chair. Please, most of you are talking since in the morning. You have to give us chance to talk. Yes. I cannot be talking when everybody is shouting. Listen, this is something that every Gambian has. The constitution dictates as long as you are a Gambian and you are 18 and above, you have the right to vote. No matter where you are, there's none of us here who is against. Let's also ask ourselves, because this bill that we are debating, it did not fall from the sky. It came somewhere. And then at the National Assembly is represented by the committee that look at the bill together with the IEC. We are here to go through it. None of us is against diaspora voting. All of us have people who will vote for us. None of us can guarantee that those people in diaspora belong to a political party, only one political party. So looking for the name here, that I'm the one who said no, and the one who said, we are saying no, either based on the document that is presented to us here. Because we are lawmakers, it has to go through a process. And the process must be legal binding. So it's not something like based on emotion or somebody's outside there to attack us. If the homework is not done properly, let's take the bill back, let's ask. Because there is no political will in this, how I'm seeing things. There is no political will.
Thank you. There's another member also who have spoken and he have requested the floor. Have you finished? Okay, go ahead, please finish.
Yes, because the problem here is when I say there is no political will, this is something that should have started since 2021. 2021 or 2018. Immediately after elections or before the 2021 election.
Honorable members, order.
And then now we are bringing it when the election is just less than 2 years because we have only 21 months to go. And it's less than that. And all what this document is requiring, it requires a lot of things that we need to go. It's a process.
Thank you. Now there are two, they are also insisting of speaking. They were never given the floor. I'm going to give only people that I have not given the floor. Talending Kunja.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Since in the morning, everyone who took the floor here professed their unflinching support to diaspora voting. Everyone spoke here, never against diaspora voting.
Honorable member, ignore them, just continue.
Yeah. All what they are saying is that our hands are tied because of a particular section in the Constitution. That's what I'm saying. Allow people to learn before you say. Okay, I'm right. Let me proceed. So, if that is the case, why can we not agree if we are the one who are making those laws? If we all have that support for diaspora voting, and we are saying honestly that we support it, why is that law that is making an obstacle be not removed? Now, I listened to the AG spoke about consultations that they did with diaspora. And also the two approaches that can be done to make this, to be able to realize the diaspora voting. One has to do with constitutional amendment and other things. One has to do with registering every diaspora that is in Gambian in the diaspora according to the constituency he comes from. Now, if this route is up, and he also said his doubt with the applicability of that one. Now, if the IEC, the committee that is in charge of this process, consulted IEC and they are ready to do that, and this approach also is applicable, I have not heard the AGs said IEC cannot take this route. We come to a consensus to see how we make that applicable. to see that every Gambian in the diaspora is able to vote according to their constituency they come from.
Thank you.
And the same parliament come to resolve that paper balloting is generalized both inside the Gambia and outside the Gambia.
Thank you.
Like Honorable Nyanija was saying.
Thank you. Thank you, Member for Talending. As Majority Leader stated, we are now on this. Let's leave the issue of paper and token when we get there. What they were just relating to the fact that it was a question. What was the IEC position? And the IEC saying for them to be able to register in the diaspora, they must use a paper balloting. That's why it came. And the Attorney General, what he stated was that they started engaging them. So I am sure he will respond on that because the engagement is not conclusive. Before they come up with any approach, they must engage all institutions.
Let me just quickly clarify that they're submitting proposals to us, all right? And the proposal that the diaspora proposed to us is to have the diaspora demarcated into 5 National Assembly constituencies. I'm not in a position at the moment to comment on the operationalization of that idea. But that's the submission they made. And I'm aware they are not only approaching us, the executive, they are approaching some members of the House on both sides. And this proposal is common knowledge now. That's what they are proposing. But I brought that to further clarify just the fact that our section 39(1), which is entrenched, requires you to be registered in the National Assembly constituency. Our registration is constituency based on our constitution. Yeah, so, and registration is condition precedent for you to either vote or be voted or to contest elections.
Order. Now we will go to Sanementring.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. But Honorable Chair, I think we've had clearly what the AG has said. So based on his submission with regards to this particular section on particular clause on clause
39(1).
So I think what we should be doing, or what I thought we should do now, is to reverse our decision. Let's rescind our decision.
Honorable
No,
member.
you don't know why.
Honorable member.
No.
Honorable member, wait.
No, please. Let's
Honorable
rescind our
member,
decision
are you
on
chairing?
clause-
Honorable
on
member,
clause
are you
14.
chairing? I'm chairing. Please.
Sorry.
Wait. I'm chairing. You cannot say no. Honorable member, we are not talking about rescindment of this. We are talking about clause 21. Clause 24. No, don't go there. Please, on the subject. Don't go there.
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
clause 24 had a connection to clause 14. Because the majority leader is asking us to stop at a point based on the omission of clause 14.
Yes.
So what I am saying now, let us try to rescind. Let us try to
That is why I said.
reverse our decision
That's why
on clause 14.
That's why I said don't go there, because for him, what he stated.
No.
Don't speak of what the majority leader said. That as we speak, that's deleted. He said, let's align it with that one. That's what the majority leader said. Now, for you, what you are saying, what you should say is to say that no, that is not the. No, wait. What you should say, no, majority leader, no, it is still there. Let's not delete it. Or you know what to do next, but you cannot say now. Let's go there, rescind it, go to this. No. Now, honorable members. Okay, order. Honorable members. Let us be fair to ourselves, to the chair, and to everybody. Members wanted me to give them opportunity. Everybody has been given the opportunity. Now, what we are going to do, you all spoke. Now, what we are going to do now, we are going to vote. Now we will allow the committee chair to make a statement, then we vote.
I didn't land yet, Mr. Chair.
Chair,
Can you allow me to land, please?
Chair, I have we have listened to everybody. It looks like
Mr. Chair, can you allow me to learn?
the will is there for the parliament to allow the diaspora to vote. But we've already made a decision in 14. But that decision is not sacrosanct. It's not that it cannot be changed. But we cannot change it now. It should be a substantive motion. So I was thinking at the end of the exercise, the consideration stage, what committee will come up with a motion to rescind this one. So all the other provisions that are relating to this, let's allow them to pass, since we have the desire for them to vote. Let's allow it to pass, so that at the end of the exercise, we will come back to move a motion to rescind this one, and then we'll be in order.
Honorable member,
Yeah.
you cannot do that. That is not, that has been voted out. You cannot say, let's allow it to pass because we have this. You had majority of the members are saying no, you are saying that. Now, it is proposed that clause 24. It is now proposed that clause 24, provision of double registration as amended, proposed by the majority as part of the bill. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Okay, there is division. Those in favor of the proposal, raise your hands. Those in favor, raise your hand. Those in favor, raise your hand. Those against, raise your hand. Those against, raise your tax, please. Raise your tax against. Those abstaining, raise your tax. Honorable members, the results are as follows. Yes, 18. Noes, 21. Abstention, 1. The ayes have it.
Motion.
Motion.
53K.
There is motion 53K by the member for Serekunda.
I move the motion for the assembly to rescind the decision of deleting clause 14 in the election bill.
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, point of order.
Order, honorable members.
Point of order.
53K, a motion agreed to by the speaker as a matter of urgency.
Honorable Speaker.
Order.
Point of order before you rule.
Okay, there is a point of order from member for Nyanija.
Point of order before you rule.
There is point of order from the member for Nyanija. He raised a motion. While the motion is ongoing, there is a point of order. The point of order overrides. Even if you are speaking, Point of order by the member for Nyanija.
Yes, thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, based on the Speaker's ruling on 28th March 2025, which he read here, and Speaker's ruling are part of our standing order as far as we are concerned. And it concludes that in accordance with Order 8 of the standing orders, I rule that substantive motion require prior notice to be given, whilst an incidental motion does not require prior notice. What the honorable member is raising here is a substantive motion because the assembly have already decided on that, and you have not given notice. Thank you.
No, Chair. Substantive motion means
Honorable member, I am going to use standing order 21 on the member for Serekunda. I'll do that. I'll do that. I'm going to use 21. Collapse. You better. Honorable members, then the honorable member for Serekunda must withdraw and apologize for using the mic without leave of the chair.
Chair, I withdraw and I apologize.
Thank you. Member for Brikamanot,
Can you make a ruling on my motion?
Honorable members, you see now, just now, I wanted to use the 21 on him. He apologized and he's using yesterday he said because I warned him, he's behaving, but he could not because it's part of him. You cannot use the mic without, you have to raise your hand. And you know your motion is suspended because there is a point of order. I have to rule first. Minority, you said you wanted to say.
What I want to say, Honorable Chair, our time has been wasted a lot.
Okay, allow me to rule first. There is a point of order.
Okay.
Honorable members, let me rule on that.
You rule. I want to advise. Yeah.
You're using your mic?
Yeah, on the motion.
You are using your mic without leave of the chair?
Pardon?
You are using your mic without leave of the chair? Oh, yeah, you are right. Okay, now I have withdrawn that.